Vancouver food truck future uncertain as sales plummet during pandemic, News 1130. Storm risk shifts to Saskatchewan Friday, ahead of unsettled weekend, The Weather Network. Monteregie virus infections top 60, hundreds of people overwhelm testing centre, CTV News Montreal. Luxury brands turn from Hong Kong to mainland Chinese consumers still eager to shop, CNBC. Urbanized, Daily Hive. Urbanized, Daily Hive. Crude oil shortages beginning to bite in key markets, oilprice.com. Report finds security risk for Apple devices using Alberta contact tracing app, CTV News Edmonton. Florida Mad Man Costco Ken gets axed from job in wake of mask eruption, Toronto Sun. Gold consolidates above $1,800 per ounce, Kitco News. Nygaard's final sale, the rise and fall of the polyester king's retail empire, National Post.